Hey everybody, it's Manny Colomb, and this is day 27 of my journey outside of inpatient rehab. It's part of a platform we put together called Day 29. All these days and these numbers get confusing. Like, um, so this is my 27th day out of a 28-day inpatient rehab. I said it over and over again, but some people haven't watched this, so just kind of explain why I'm even doing this. Yeah, day 27 a month ago was a really scary day because it was the last day. I'm crazy because I couldn't wait to get out of there, but it was the last day I was in inpatient rehab. So, you have processes, you're in a safe building, you got people looking out for you, you got a comfortable little bed and room, and 3 meals a day, and counselors around you all day long. So, and you get used to it, I guess, oddly enough. So, day 27 a month ago, man, I was like facing a lot of stuff, um, having to make decisions on my sober living house, where I was going to live at, what I was going to do for work. Just, man, so planning for the worst and praying for the best. To be honest with you, I've really had the best uh, that I think could happen since I've been out of inpatient rehab, right? Um, I've come to realize that the best thing that could happen to me was relapsing, and the lessons that's taught me in just my journey for the last 27 days. I don't think many people talk about that. There's no courses for that when you're in rehab. Nobody really chats with about what those days are going to look like. So my goal has been to really just kind of give a somewhat daily um, journal entry into each day out of inpatient, right? And here's good news: I haven't been able to do every day only because my days have gotten very full. So, like, I try to approach each day. I approached, coming out of rehab after I just kind of let it go and realized I had to get with the program or I wasn't going to have much of a life moving forward. So, you know, I set some goals, right? Goal was to build a position at my friend's commercial lawn care company and earn my way to have a job there with him and grow that business and help him dig in on a daily basis. And I've done that, and I am doing that. The second goal was to get back into school. I'm hoping that tomorrow I hear from, because universities are off at a Mardi Gras holiday down here, spring break, I guess, whatever. But so tomorrow I'm hoping to talk to my enrollment counselor, and hopefully I got a easy path back into school with the goal of earning an MBA. Lofty goal. And then the third goal was to find a very comfortable place to uh, um, sort of work my way back into a regular life, someplace that held me accountable, was comfortable to live in, had nice folks around me, and was in a location that was central to the things I do on a daily basis. And with the exception of really the school issue, which I'm feeling quite confident about, I've really kind of hit those three goals. I mean, even if I don't get um, accepted into the program that I want to get into, the fact that I saw it through all the way to, okay, it's on somebody else now to make that decision. I did that, and I'll have to deal with whatever it looks like based on the decisions they make. So, got a lot of things to deal with when that comes around. you know, and so one of the things that I think that you really need to focus on is lightening your load. Things that were really important in the past just don't have such level of importance anymore. We cling to stuff, right? And buying things and having things and possessions and status and all that stuff, man. Look, you know, I'm a guy that could sit here and probably talk about and could talk about the things I've done in the past, and it would probably flip somebody's brain if I actually sat here and talked about the things I've done in life, good and bad, but the good things and the things I've accomplished and the awards that I've won and the just the love that's been shown to me and the blessings that God has given me. You wouldn't, most people wouldn't believe it, but it's true. Yet here I sit, right? And I feel more fulfilled and happier now than I've felt in a long time. I realize now what's important and what's not important. Chatting with my daughter via text or on the phone is important. That's important. My sister calling me, that's important. My friend Renee being in my life, that's important. As time goes forward, re-engaging with my buddy in Chicago, that's important. And the other thing that was important, just some basic stuff, is lightening your load, right? So back to that. I had a lot of furniture in the storage bin, and I was just taking from place to place to place. I'm not going to get into my furniture story and other stuff because I've dropped resentments, so not even going there. Shouldn't even have mentioned it, but I'm human. So I had my grandmother's furniture, her bedroom set. It's always been so precious in our family, right? It's my grandma, right? It's like the last thing you have. I have nothing from my mom's mom or dad, nothing really from my grandfather and my dad, but my sister Cheryl and I always held on to my grandmother's furniture, and I was the last one to have it, and cherished it. But I'm never going to use it. So I finally made the decision to sell it. And this time I was really going to do it. So I put it on Facebook Marketplace. Bing, 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 bing. And this one particular lady, I'm sorry, just, the way it came across and the way she wrote, and I had to be patient with her. But I just made a decision. Something was telling me to wait for her. And I did. And so we finally got together today, and that was a cabal. I'm at one place, she's at the other place. I got to go get her. We get back. I thought I left my key to my lock at my house. I mean, it just was one of those days. But it was all working towards a beautiful moment. She has a beautiful little girl and a great guy with her that was going to help her out. Real good friend of hers. And then it was Roxanne, right? I just couldn't have been happier with Roxanne buying my grandmother's stuff. And I still had a couple of things left over. And, she just bought a house and was starting off and had this beautiful little baby, I said a moment ago, hanging around with her daughter. And I just decided that, Roxanne, I wanted her to have other things that I had that I was never going to use or my kids didn't want and people just didn't want. And here's this person. And, man, Roxanne did such a beautiful thing for me today. Roxanne allowed me to give it away to keep it. And to give it away and have someone buy my grandmother's furniture and then to give her other things that I had, that I will never forget that. I just won't forget it. I'm hoping she's enjoying the furniture right now in her house, and I hope it's bringing her joy. And yeah, it was a buy-sell situation. That doesn't cheapen the moment. I'm glad Roxanne has it. And, I walked back to my locker, and there's just 2 pieces of furniture left in there. And I'm staring at one particular piece of my grandmother's furniture that I'm going to keep. It's just too sentimental for me to give away. to me to give away. And I saw our van was still there, and I'm going to end this quickly, but it's just why these sort of things really just kind of leave marks on you, right? And I walked back out to the van, and she's sitting there, and she's getting all her stuff ready, and her daughter's like, "Mommy, let's go, let's go." And the boyfriend or the friend is waiting to open the gate. And I just said, her name is Clara Reish. And she said, "Your grandmother?" And I said, "Yeah, my name's Clara Reish." And she looked at me, and we both had this sort of look on our face, right? Special moment. And she said, "I'm glad to know that. I'm glad to know that." And there's nothing more to that story. There's nothing more you need to know about that story because, man, I haven't felt this good in a long time. I really haven't. And so this journey I'm taking moving forward here, that other folks are going to take as well, they're going to have these same sort of situations they run into. I hope they do. And I hope they walk away from them realizing that it's what you give sometimes that's more important than what you get. So tomorrow's, day 28. I'm going to try to really comprise my thoughts about my last 28 days and end this thing on a meaningful manner. And then, discuss other things that we have going on. Our goodbye letter project, which I'm now going to embrace passionately after the 28-day series, day 29 series. It's too difficult to do these things all at one time. I just don't have enough time, and one thing ends up getting shortchanged. So, so until day 28, until tomorrow, I hope you enjoy this. And look, if you wouldn't mind, can you share this with some other people, some people that may just need to hear a common sense approach to all this, and maybe fighting some addiction, alcoholism, or what other drug of choice they may have. And then if you wouldn't mind, because we have other things coming down the pipeline here, if you could just go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, right? So it's at Reboot Media on YouTube, at Reboot Media on YouTube. And the more we subscribe, the more views we get because of the way the algorithms work. So I'm told. And if you want to reach out and have any conversations about the things that you're facing as you journey through your sobriety. I'm 2 months sober now, right? And then I had 3 years, pretty much 3 years under my belt before my relapse. So I've had a lot of time, sober time. If there's anything I can do to help, or if you want to work with us in our goodbye letter, next effort, I sure would like to hear from you. And I can be reached at 504-339-3102. A text would be preferred initially, and I'll get back to you. So 504-339-3102, or subscribe to us at YouTube at Reboot Media Productions. We truly appreciate a subscription. Thanks and have a good evening.